Alright, and we are live. Alright everyone, we are on the final installment of our Kanto Gym Leaders for the Team Rainbow Rocket Castle. We're going to be wrapping things up with Giovanni's team from Black 2 and White 2 in the World Leaders Tournament. We've already done the first 7 Gym Leaders, and if you're curious about our current tier list so far, this is our current tier list. I have Giovanni to the side just to put him in the tier list later. But right now, we have Janine's team in the S tier. We have Sabrina, Blaine, and Brock in the A tier. Surge is in the C tier. Misty and Erica are in the D tier. The F tier I'm saving for teams that just straight up cannot finish without extreme luck. I mean, these two were able to finish, but it was still very bad. And if you want to know why their teams were bad, you'll have to go watch their respective streams. But yeah, today we're going to be playing Giovanni's team. This team is an absolute powerhouse. There's no setup moves here with the exception of Tailwind, and with Rhyperior being on the team and Hippowdon, it can definitely help a lot. Hello, Dominic. And also for abilities, I gave Rhyperior Solid Rock and Sand Veil for Garchomp, and I did give Sand Veil to Gliscor as well because on some fights we could lead with Hippowdon to set up the Sandstorm, and then we could send in Garchomp and have a bit of an evasion boost. He has a Garchomp. Yeah, I do expect those to be S tier, just because the Pokemon are just straight up very powerful. Honestly, I think Gliscor with Tailwind is going to be underappreciated. But like with all of these Pokemon, you could easily just sweep entire teams with any one of these. And I did make, you could call it a controversial decision, but for Crocodile, it could have either Intimidate or Moxie. I gave it Intimidate instead of Moxie. My reasoning for it is because Intimidate is a very useful ability to have in team playthroughs, and I figured we already have so many other good Pokemon, I think we can get away not having Moxie. I was playing World of Kings. Oh, nice. But yeah, this team is going to be very good. Why don't we get started, shall we? And we're going to be playing in Ultra Moon today, since Blaine was in Ultra Sun. I think on average, Ultra Moon is the more difficult game for the Rainbow Rocket, because the Mega Mewtwo Y is far more terrifying than Mega Mewtwo X. Plus, yeah, Cyrus's Palkia is a lot more competent. His Dialga just likes using Roar of Time for recharge. And in Ultra Moon, he has a Veltal instead of Xerneas. And the problem with Xerneas is it likes to use Geomancy, so that kind of gives you a turn to do something. And for Getsis, I feel like both of his dragons are kind of equal. I mean, Nidoking isn't his ace. His ace is Rhyperior. Alright, well, anyway. Let's go ahead and get started. 3, 2, 1, go. I think we're going to lead with Rhyperior for a bit. And with slightly careful, I mean, use Scarf Outrage against it. True. Yeah, the Garchomp's got the Choice Scarf, and Nidoking has Choice Specs. Sadly, I can't give it Sheer Force, because Giovanni in the World Leaders Tournament cannot have access to that hidden ability. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to use Sheer Force, unfortunately. I think lead with Gliscor for particular fights, but I think on average, honestly, I think on average, it would be I think the best sweeper will be Garchomp, just because it's going to outspeed almost everything. Dude, Dash is powerful. You know, I keep trying to talk to them like it's actually faster to do that. It's not. That's the power of a UUBLmon. Gen 9 power creep is absurd. I mean, totally, this is a Garchomp from Gen 5, technically. Only if he had the Mega Garchomp. True. I think it means underused banned list. I think it's the Pokemon that are banned and underused. Those would be pretty cool Pokemon to have Megas. You know, on the bright side, with with a decent chunk of our team, we don't have to worry about Snarl. I might actually continue leading with Garchomp for now, and probably use Rock Slide. Usually, in the different tiers of Smogon competitive, a Pokemon can be banned if the players find it too annoying to deal with. And I know it's kind of stupid. Sadly, this Crocodile lacks Crunch. Yeah, they gave it Grass Knot for some reason. Maybe I won't go for that right away. I think I made the wrong decision. Besides, I should probably switch anyway because of the Intimidate. Let's see. I think Hippowdon. Yeah, Hippowdon. Yeah, this Grass Knot's so much better. Quick Claw. Nice. Wow, that did no— oh, the X defense. Forgot about that. Also, Friendly Fire is on the menu, because you have a lot of Earthquake users. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid using that move for now. Because since Snarl's being spread out, that means it won't do as much damage. Nice. Yeah, the Nidoking's got choice specs, which is great, but I wanted to get rid of the Snarl users first. Dang, that was a crit. Spore. Thankfully, that wasn't me. Yeah, dude, he should have had Nidoking with Sledge Bomb. Yeah, sadly, I can't use Sheer Force because for these teams specifically, hidden abilities are banned because the gym leaders in the Pokemon World Tournament cannot have access to them. Yeah, I'm definitely going to want to switch now. Sludge Bomb was atrocious before Gen 6. What did Gen 6 do specifically? Oh, it was the fairy type. Ah, true. Yeah, Poison offensively was super bad before fairies. Because I think back then the only typing weak to it was grass. And there were a lot of grass poison types. Hey, Axew. Bug in Gen 1. Yeah, we don't count that. Honestly, some type interactions I wish that were a thing. Fairies should be weak to bug, and bugs should be weak to poison. Alright, I think I'm gonna go Nidoking now. Did Pokopia not take over your life like it did mine? I actually never bought the game. I've considered it, but it's not on my priority list. Wow, that did like nothing. I mean, Bug wasn't exactly doomed in Gen 1 because Poison was weak to Bug. That's good, good one. I mean, I'm probably going to want to switch to Rhyperior now. That's an interesting camera angle. And also, yeah, Rhyperior has Solid Rock. I'm gonna go Rock Blast. Great animation. How fast is that thing? Oh yeah, and the Gliscor has a flying gem boosted acrobatics. And fun fact, all of the gems, with the exception for the normal gem in Generation 7, were unobtainable, but are still in the code. So I did put flying gems into my bag. Yeah, Faba was pretty easy. Illegal acrobatics. I mean, I did originally consider just giving it the Z crystal, but when I found out that the gems were still in the game, I'm like, you know what, never mind. Not all... No, not Lost Media. It was all but the normal gem, because the gems in Generation 5... it was Generation 6 that took them out of the game, but they were still left in the code. But in Gen 5, the gems were pretty overpowered. But in Gen 6 onwards, they only kept the... Well, starting Gen 6, they only kept the normal gem obtainable, but they lowered the boost from 50 to 30%. Wow, good job. Alright, so yeah, Maxi's definitely going to be pretty easy. I think we'll have a bit more of a difficult time against Archie, but I think with Gliscor having Tailwind, if we set it up before the Kyogre, we should be golden. Apparently Team Rock Grunts have 15 IVs in their Mons, or at least that Raticate did. How do you know that? Where are you getting your info from? That's gonna hurt. full Raticate, a full HP Raticate has 149 HP at level 62 from your own footage. Oh, interesting. It's the order of Gen 1. Red and green, blue, yellow. Yeah, Outrage will always do more than Rock Slide. Okay. But yeah, definitely in terms of team structure and all the moves we have, I would definitely rank Giovanni above Janine. The reason Janine was in the S tier was because her Venomoth had Quiver Dance with Compound Ice, Sleep Powder, and Psychic and Bug Buzz. It was just... What? The next... Oh, it was yellow. Whoops. Red, green, blue, yellow, red, green, red. Oh, this one doesn't change it. Okay. Red, green, okay, Crit Slash. Yeah, this team is all offense. I mean, I'm quite confident Earthquake is better here. Oh, I just realized it's a good thing she did not have a Golbat. Well, Janine was more of a balanced team. But yeah, I mean, Janine did have like one or two Pokemon that did not have great movesets, but they were useful in some way. Like, I think Crobat's Hypnosis came in handy for a couple of things. Yeah, thankfully the Tentacruels won't be a problem. Hopefully the Mucks won't be either. Especially the one Grunt that uses Explosion and the one that uses Mud Slap. You know, something that would have made the Rainbow Rocket section a lot cooler is if, like, The two grunts guarding the boss's base were from that respective evil grunt. So like, imagine if right here I had to fight 2 magma grunts. That'd be pretty cool. It does sound like Halloween, true. Oh, it actually survived. Oh no. This is the one that likes to use, Swagger and, something else. Yeah, Swagger foul play. Or if it was the admins. True. Alright, so I think we should just lead with Garchomp here. Usually you lose 1 Mon versus her. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Oh man, intimidate? Whatever shall I do? I mean, I am a physical attacker, but still. Oh, right. That was a low roll. I don't think Garchomp would have been too useful in that fight. Yeah, we'll save the hippo for later. I think use acrobatics first. Dang, I just one-shot that thing. Okay, this is an appropriate time to use Tailwind. Okay, I'm gonna switch now. I think switch to Rhyperior. Funnily enough, with the Tailwind, I think we'll still underspeed it. Yep, I figured. Alright, next up should be, yeah, the Wheezing. That's why even bulky attackers would rather spend on speed rather than bulk. Pretty much. Wait, what? That thing used something other than Pain Split? What? I didn't know that that was even possible. Hey, Robert. Yeah, Rhyperior is very, very slow. Even Tailwind didn't do anything for it. Alright, I think we're gonna send out Nidoking next. Alright, we'll keep Nido. Yeah, we'll keep Nido Queen or Nidoking. We'll keep Nidoking in until it dies. You think we'll live? I didn't think so. How's it going so far? Pretty good. Take that, Groudon. Flamethrower. He cheated. He knew that was gonna burn. You ass. Grass knot? Yeah, probably. Well, Maxie's down. He did try to put up a fight, though. Realistically, Archie should be more of a problem. Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, you're right. A lot of our Pokemon are in the slow growth rate, which means by the time we get to the Giovanni fight at the end, we're going to be kind of under-leveled compared to other gym leader teams. Hopefully that doesn't bite us. Funnily enough, I remember with Erica's team when we had the erratic growth rate on Cradily, it ended up being very over-leveled. And it was actually the main reason Erica was able to beat Giovanni. Yeah, and after we finish Giovanni, next week we'll do the Champion of Kanto, Blue. And then afterwards, before we move on to the Johto leaders, we'll probably think of a couple random trainers from Kanto we could do for fun. Your Discord didn't show you were live? Yeah, it did. John, I literally saw the message. You're blind. Trace. That guy doesn't exist to me. That guy cannot replace Blue. Trace is not champion. It'd be funny if you did Professor Oak. You know what? Maybe. You know something that would be pretty interesting is if we did someone's team based from, like, the manga or something. That'd be a little difficult because the movesets won't be completely known, but it'd be interesting to do some research. I was waiting to watch. Well, John, either way, I went live on time. You should know my schedule. I post it every week. Yeah, you didn't miss much. This team just destroys. Okay, maybe destroys is not the right word. Like, Janine's team destroyed. Like, with just Venomoth, I was able to destroy almost all of Maxie's team. This team does involve more switching and using other Pokemon. Oh, for Crocodile, I actually went with Intimidate. Because I feel like we're not really going to be sweeping with Crocodile. I feel like it'd be better to have Intimidate in our back belt. Because Intimidate in full team runs is very valuable. You should know this, right? Take that, you dumb muck. Okay, so I need to re-equip the normal gem. Alright, so the thing is, the Mightyena has Intimidate, so I don't think we want to lead with a physical attacker. And our only special attacker is Nidoking, so let's lead with this. If hidden abilities were allowed, I would do Sheer Force on Nidoking. I can only do hidden abilities, like, if the team I'm using has them exactly. Because most of the teams aren't going to have random abilities. It's going to be a set ability. The World Tournament's just weird with how it does abilities. Nice. I wonder if he'll waste his full restore. Yep, he just wasted his one full restore on his worst Pokemon. Mightyena defeated Brock's Onix. Yeah. Brock's Onix was not that good, but the rest of his team was really good. If his Onix in the team that I used actually had, like, Sandstorm or Stealth Rock, it'd been a lot better. Alright, so there's Muck, then Crobat, so... Alright, I'm gonna lead with Gliscor. I'm gonna Earthquake the Muck, and then on the Crobat, I'm gonna use Tailwind and then Acrobatics. A budget Tyranitar. Yeah, and Brock already had a Tyranitar. Nice Air Slash miss. Dang, it lived. What does the Onyx have? I think it's like Earthquake, Iron Head, Sandstorm, and something else. Yeah, Crobat is pretty tanky. I mean, whenever we would do playthroughs in Pokemon Crystal, the rival's Golbat just survives everything. Quick Claw, nice. You know, I really did not think our Quick Claw was ever going to come in handy, but it's actually came in clutch a couple of times. Crying on sea salt ice cream. I think there was a certain gym leader team we did in this series so far that only just now beat Faba. It might have been Misty. Alright, Cyrus time. Great. It was both Misty and Erica, but with Misty, you didn't save, so you had to blackout. Oh yeah. Good times. Ground is just good versus most enemy teams. True. Oh yeah, Mega Gyarados could be a pretty big problem. But we'll figure that out later. I think on average, out of all the EVO leaders, on average, the hardest tends to be Lysander. I think second hardest... Giovanni. Like, it depends on the team. Like, what's more difficult to face for your team? A Mega Gyarados or a Mega Mewtwo? It really just depends on what you're weak to. Like, with this team, I think Mega Gyarados is going to be harder. But if I can recall correctly, this is probably the fastest I've ever gotten to Cyrus. That was Misty. Yeah, Misty's team was so garbage. The only reason Misty didn't go in the F tier was because it could still beat the Rainbow Rocket Castle. It's not like it couldn't. It still could. Oh, right. This is the one disadvantage with using Scarf and Spec users, is you kind of have to switch. Grass really hates Lysander and Ultraman. Electric hates Giovanni's team in general. Yeah. And I think out of all the evil leaders, the easiest... I don't know. I think the easiest version of an evil team is Cyrus and Ultra Sun. Not only his Honchkrow is extremely incompetent, but his Dialga likes to get recharge turns. Alright, who would be the best lead against Houndoom? I think Rhyperior. Ultramoon, yep. Yeah, John, you can tell. The bottom area of the overlay is blue, so that's Ultramoon. Orange is Ultra Sun. Ugsy's team. Yeah, we'll figure that out later. Thank you for not flinching. Oh yeah, there are going to be some teams where the hardest fight is Faba. And I think only 2 of my teams that I've done so far actually had a hard Faba fight. It's teams that are slow, but it's all special attacker teams. They really struggle there. I was just making sure Hammer Arm didn't lower attack. Awesome. Like Erica? Yeah. Honchkrow. Watch this thing just go for Sky Attack again. Icy Wind. Dude, I forget it has that move. Oh no, not my speed stat. That's crit. Okay, I'm switching. I think now is a good time to set up Tailwind. Don't you dare. Dude, he crit. Well, at least he didn't flinch. Okay. Acro. He's probably gonna heal. Yep. I mean, at least I'll outspeed and he'll be a guaranteed 2-hit. Okay, the Tailwind's out. I'm gonna see if I can set it up. Okay. Yep, outrage. One shot. Seeing a Gliscor, that Toxic Orb or Poison Heal feels cursed. Yeah, I wish I had Poison Heal, but the problem is, like I've mentioned, hidden abilities are banned. At least for the World Tournament teams. But if we ever do a team where one of the Pokemon has its hidden ability, then obviously we'll use it. But it's like I said, the Pokemon World Tournament is just weird where the teams don't have set abilities. It literally randomizes the ability, which makes no sense. Dang it. I couldn't see him. That guy's hard to avoid. I avoided him last time. Alright, how well do you guys think Lysandra's gonna go with Mega Gyarados and Yveltal? I think the Yveltal is gonna be pretty easy, but it's the Mega Gyarados I'm worried about. And we're definitely gonna want to use Intimidate on it. But here's the problem though. When it Mega Evolves, you know what happens to it? It gains Mold Break. Oh no, I was gonna say it gains Mold Breaker, which prevents abilities from working, but no. Mold Breaker just prevents the damage of your moves from being affected by abilities. So no, Intimidate will still work on Mega Gyarados. Never mind. So hold on, that does mean Rhyperior's Solid Rock is not going to be helpful. Hey Alexander Cooper, how's it been? I don't think I've seen you here in quite a while. How's it been? Yeah, Solid Rock from working. I think that's the only ability that gets prevented. I don't know why, but Giga Impact's ability, or Giga Impact's animation makes it look like a bug move. Oh, Giovanni's Rhyperior has EVs in HP and special defense. You want to know a funny thing? Nidoking has maximum special attack EVs, but has a jolly nature. Yeah. I was really confused when making the stats, but no, it actually does. Got max special attack EVs, max speed EVs, and it's got the jolly nature. They should have given it timid nature. Levitate doesn't work against Mold Breaker. Yeah, so Gyarados could hit... it could hit a Levitate user with Earthquake, but I don't have a Levitate user today. Alright, so against Mienshao, I definitely want to lead with Gliscor. Dude, Lysander's model in this game is very threatening compared to X and Y. Probably because in X and Y it had the bigger head. I'm not worried about it going for, oh, it outspeeds. I jump kick. Interesting. I meant to use Ice Punch. Hippo? I don't know. I think I should save the Sandstorm usage. I have no idea why he gave this thing Rock Blast instead of like Stone Edge or something. The one advantage to Rock Blast is it can bypass Sturdy though. Yeah, Tailwind is not great for Rhyperior. Dude, I one-shot it still. Rock Blast better in general. Yeah, it's just riskier. Alright. I'm gonna want Mega Gyarados to have Intimidate right away, so... Alright, Crocodile. Yeah, sadly, no one here has Sturdy. Ow, I almost one-shot it. Wait, didn't Lysander already use his full restore on Punchbro or Pyroar? I think he already used it, didn't he? Ah, seriously? Interesting you went for Crunch instead of... Oh, because, of course. He went for Crunch instead of Ice Fang because he knew he would get the defense drop. Cheater. The reason I went for Rock Slide is because this guy's weak to flying, or weak to rock. Super... Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah. Super effective is an illusion. Wasn't there a gym leader team we had to PP stall the Yveltal? I think it was Erica. Cool. Alright, so I'll go ahead and use Outrage on Garchomp next. Yeah, that burn was pretty unlucky. Well, I guess not unlucky, he had Will-O-Wisp. They gave them on with Dark Aura and no Dark moves. Yep. And here's the thing, Dark Aura affects everyone in the battle, so I could have boosted Dark moves. No, I don't think the Hippo's necessary. Dang. Oh, wait, sub-hour? Yeah, so close. I was honestly surprised if I was faster, yeah. I mean, this thing has Jolly Nature and max speed EVs. Oh yeah, Lysander was definitely the hardest one so far. I would say Maxie was the second hardest. Alright, so what's our one Pokemon with Crunch? That'd be Hippowdon, so I guess we'll lead with Hippowdon. Yeah. Oh, Crit Slash, there was another bot. Restream actually didn't show me. Oh, well, thankfully... Wait, hold on. Does Mummy go away when you switch, or is it permanent? I lost Sandstream. It does go away? Oh, okay. It's the hidden Unova remake music here. This will not be the theme in a black and white remake. Thing is, with all the Evil Villain Leader music, it was made with the sound font of the Ultra games. And they were purposefully made to sound different. Yeah, I know, 2 full restores. Okay, that was not a good switch. I mean, I wouldn't mind a faithful remake. Black and White are very good games. The problem with BDSP being a faithful remake was it was based on Diamond and Pearl, which a lot of people don't like. That was the main problem with a lot of fans. If the faithful game was an actual good game, then people won't be as upset. Like, Fire and Leaf Green were faithful, but you don't hear many people complain about it. Garchomp might... Yeah, I think switch to Garchomp now. Oh, also Sandvale's now active, technically. I'll need to make sure when I get to Giovanni's team, though, don't have Sandstream up for the Rhyperior, because that'll give it a special defense boost. I mean, we probably won't get any mention of a Gen 10 remake till at least, like, probably early 2028. At the very, very earliest. Because Winds and Waves will most likely come out near the end of 2027. So it's definitely going to be at least a couple more years before we have any potential in hearing about it. But I am pumped for Winds and Waves, though. I just wish ZA was home compatible already. I don't know what's taking them so long. Yeah, I'll swap out right now. I'm gonna just put the sand back up. Oh. With both Reshiram and Zekrom, they're both weak to ground moves. Here's my interesting question, like, wouldn't it have made more sense, since these guys only have 5 Pokemon, to give them both legendaries? I don't know, that's just me. Outrage would be better, and not against Bisharp. Yeah, BDSP could have done like what Oras did, because what Oras did was it added a few Gen 4 Pokemon into the Gen 3 decks, kind of like Frostlass, for example. They could have done something like that. I mean, the games had missed potential, yes. I still do think the games are overhated, though. Nice one-shot. You know what's funny? I saw someone on X mention that they think BDSP are overhated. Like, the games get way too much hate. And you know what most of the replies were? Name-calling, or people saying it doesn't get enough hate. Oh, come on, how does it not get enough hate when everyone online hates on it? Dude, there were people straight up insulting that guy. My god. The guy didn't say, like, BDSP was the best game on Switch. All he said was it was overhated. Because there were some things that BDSP did do right, but people just ignore it. Oh yeah, we are about to win, but I am pretty skeptical about the final Giovanni fight. Like, because remember, we're gonna have to deal with Mega Mewtwo Y. Probably the best lead Garchomp. Yeah, I think so. Why does it matter if it's made with Unity? I don't know what that is. All I know, it's some sort of game-creating software. Yeah, I get that. There's a lot of insulting on there. It's kind of expected. I'll say BDSP fixed some of the issues that Diamond and Pearl had. People were just mad that it wasn't a Platinum remake. That's the #1 thing about BDSP. People wanted it to be a Platinum remake because the original Diamond and Pearl are very bad games. Like, I think the things BDSP did do right were gym leader rematches. Because I think they handled the rematches way better than Platinum did. They had more rematch teams in the league. And overall, the major fights were just more challenging. Plus the improvements to the Underground, which it's the #1 feature of Sinnoh, is the Underground. And the best version of the Underground is in BDSP. Thing is, those are things that it did right. But people just ignore them and just mention the stuff they did wrong. Which, trust me, there's a bunch they did wrong. But people will just ignore the things they did right. Because they're all like, yeah, I guess got a better Underground, but let's not change the subject here. Look at those graphics. Why outrage? Good question. I mean, what else? I was worried Earthquake wasn't going to kill Dugtrio. Maybe it would have been better, yeah. Okay, that's going to activate a full restore, but this should let me get in a free... Oh, I'm going to get a free switch anyway. I want it to be more like Sword and Shield. I don't know, Sword and Shield's graphics are pretty bad. Here's the thing, I didn't mind the chibi style. Like, there were people who hated the chibi style. I actually liked it, because... Here's the thing, I actually like the Link's Awakening remake on the Switch, which had the 3D chibi graphics. Alright, he just wasted his full restores, that's good. Yeah, I get it's a personal opinion. Man, I got a really high roll that time. Damn it, Giovanni, why did you have to give your Nidoking a Jolly Nature? If it weren't for the Jolly Nature, those would have been one-shots. I will say though, Black and White remakes would not look good with the chibi style because of how they originally looked on the DS. I'll remember the outspeed, don't worry. Alright, I think I need to lead with Crocodile. Well, John, I'm not going to set up Tailwind just yet. I'll set it up before on Nidoqueen, though. Alright, so Nidoqueen will most likely go for Surf. Or I just kill it. Uh-oh. That's not good. I kinda needed that tailwind up. Uh-oh. I wholeheartedly expected that to live. That's... Alright, so... Alright, I think I just need to get the sandstorm up right away. I mean, on the bright side, all the full restores are gone. Yeah, I know. I expected the Nidoqueen to live in red health, then I would have switched. Oh, interesting. I assumed it would have gone for Aura Sphere. Okay, Solid Rock could theoretically help us here. Mewtwo can't. I'll trust you on that, because we do have maxed out HP and special defense with Solid Rock. Alright, I don't want to be risky. I'm going Earthquake. Oh. Okay. Alright, we should be good. Yeah, he's out of full restores. Oh yeah, the sand boost. The sand boosting up special defense does not matter with Psy Strike. Psy Strike does physical damage. It's a special move that does physical damage. Alright, we win. He's out of full restores. He's gonna die after one more turn. I was wholeheartedly expecting the sandstorm to go away. Uh-oh. Alexander, do that again, I'm banning you. Dude, that looked like it lived at 1 HP. That was so unfortunate. Okay. Rip to the Sandvale clutch. Yep. That could have been the opportunity for Sandvale to rescue us. It did live at 1 HP. Yeah, that was so unlucky. Okay, this time, I'll make sure to set up the Tailwind properly. It was kind of unfortunate, like the Gliscor didn't have Protect or something. No, don't time him out. I just gave a warning. It's okay, Alexander. I don't want Gen Alpha brain rot crap in my chat. Yeah, I was 1 hit point away from winning. Earthquake instead. Yeah, we'll do that instead. If it doesn't one-shot, I'm blaming John. You're lucky. Your first game was Pokemon Y? Nice. Dude, that did about the same as Outrage. No, I'm not gonna switch. Because remember, what we can do is, we can have the Rhyperior waste all the full restores. Because we don't want to save full restores from Mewtwo. John, we don't need Garchomp alive. Rhyperior can still be our Mewtwo killer. The only time I've seen Cynthia in the anime was during some of those black and white episodes. I sporadically watched those when I was younger, just if it randomly came on. Have you ever heard of Mr. Beast? No, because I've only been on the internet for 5 seconds. Yes, I've heard of him. Dude, the guy has over 400 million YouTube subs, and he's actively trying to sell crap to kids. Of course I know him. Like, the guy's just using his fame and, influenced with young kids to sell them crap food like that Lunchly and those Beast chocolate bars. I mean, he's fine when he's great when he does his charity work, but I hate that whole, like, Beast Enterprises thing, where he's trying to get his brand all over, like, candy and stuff and sell it to kids. Buy store. Olimer's Rhyperior in the anime? No, I have not. Has Giovanni used his second full restore yet? Alright. Let's try acrobatics now. Used both? Nice. But yeah, John, that was the reason I didn't switch out of Garchomp, because I knew with the ranges we can get him to use both full restores. Alright, now I need to get the Sandstorm running. I can't just send out Rhyperior away to finish up the job, because Rhyperior also needs the Sandstorm to survive. Let's see if we can get a Quick Claw. Darn. You may be wondering, don't ground types get the boost? No, it's just rock types. Alright, the Tailwind petered out. That's fine though, we can survive. I've seen that version of Giovanni, yes. Alright, we win. Giovanni did definitely take some planning around. And, if we were playing Ultra Sun against Mega Mewtwo X, we would definitely be using Intimidate with Crocodile. I think this is the fastest we've ever done the Rainbow Rocket Castle. So the main question is, would this be ranked over Janine? Giovanni's team is definitely more offensively balanced, but the problem is, with Giovanni's team, it had to do some special planning with the weather in order to completely sweep, but all 6 of his Pokemon individually were very, very good. And with Janine, she had like 2 or 3 Pokemon that were super powerful and could sweep entire teams. Like, she had a Tentacruel with Scald, Resto Chesto, and Ice Beam. And she had the Venomoth with Quiver Dance and Sleep Powder, Psychic, and Bug Buzz. And, I think she did have a Weezing with Expert Bell, but it wasn't really the best. Absolutely over Janine? I think so, yeah. If I were to look at both of those teams again and think, which one do I think is better, I would definitely say Giovanni. You didn't need to plan the weather on Giovanni? I kinda had to, because if it weren't for the Sandstorm... Actually, I was gonna say, if it weren't for the Sandstorm, I wouldn't survive Mewtwo, but Mewtwo used Psy Strike anyway, But part of me wonders if the sand being up prevented him from using a move like Ice Beam and went for Psy Strike. Who knows, would be interesting, sure. Today is my friend Chris G's brother Anthony's 24th birthday. We'll tell him I said happy birthday, if he watches the channel. Mega Mewtwo Y Ice Beam versus Solid Rock. Guaranteed 2-hit. So I'm guessing that's without the Sandstorm? Or is that with the Sandstorm? That's without. I guess the Sandstorm wasn't I don't know. The Sandstorm was definitely needed for the chip damage. With Sand, Ice Beam became a 3-hit. Giovanni caused a time paradox. Dude, this entire thing is a time paradox. Alright, so if we take a look at our tier list, I do think it's fair to rank Giovanni over Janine. But definitely out of the entire Kanto gym leaders, Giovanni was the best, Janine was second, and Sabrina was third. These three teams were all very good. Blaine's team and Brock's team were also pretty good, but they weren't as good. And Surge, Misty, and Erica were definitely bad. Surge was carried by like one Pokemon. Misty and Erica was carried by Cradily, but Cradely's a bad Pokemon. Next we'll be doing the Champion Blue, and then afterwards we'll think of a couple people from Kanto we could just do for fun before we move on to Johto. So yeah, let's take a look at Blue. Games I've played: Red, Gold, Fire Red, Diamond, Platinum, Moon, Y, Sword, Let's Go Eevee, Legend, ZA. Nice, pretty good selection. Except Let's Go Eevee, but you do you. Why wasn't Koga done? Because Koga's not a gym leader anymore. Let's see. He didn't retire, he was promoted. Okay, so we have an Aerodactyl with a Choice Band. Exeggutor with Life Orb. Okay, this Exeggutor's moveset's not that great. I mean, Leech Seed, I guess, could help with something. Gyarados King's Rock. That's an item. Alakazam with a Focus Sash. Okay, so theoretically, I could get a Reflect setup. Arcanine with Expert Belt. And Machamp with White Herb. And funnily enough, we could give it No Guard, but then the problem is, our only move for it would be Stone Edge. Oh yeah, Zen Headbutt Exeggutor. You should use the Ultra Sun Blue team. No, for the gym leaders and champions for my series, I'm doing them specifically from the tournament. But yeah, Fire and Leaf Arena is way better than the Let's Go games. But yeah, we'll do this team next time. But anyway, thank you all for stopping by, to appreciate it. Our next stream will be tomorrow. We'll be starting off Pokemon Heart Gold Week with Raikou. I'll see y'all later. Bye.